not going to lie, man. Sometimes it does get a little burdensome. It's the cross I have to bear that for whatever reason, I understand how to rule the world. Like social engineering and psyops and how people are manipulatable and what rulers actually have to go through and how they do it.
I see as clear as day.
Most people don't. You know, you're given that for a reason. You know, the good news is there's got to be a reason I know this stuff. And I think it's because, you know, God granted me this insight. Social engineering is my aptitude doesn't begin to explain it. And that's being nice. I know it might sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm not. This is literally a burdensome gift. Do you know how few people understand how to rule the entire world through spells?
Doing this is Covert Radio, and this is brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. Covert Radio is offering nothing but truth and discerning insight into events, people, and the contrived lies of the demented time. This is radio format, but we got a lot of stuff to get to, and I may have you look at this screen a few times, but I assure you, this is nothing that you have to, stare at your screen for. We got tons of content. We got breaking information that I'm very surprised about. Actually, I'm very, very surprised. But, looking at the entire world of Owen Ben-Comine, who I will remind everybody listening is a public figure. Owen Benjamin, every day except a couple days a week, solicits the public at large, and he has no problem with trying to gain as much attention as he can until he gets attention from certain people, clearly, who are investigating what he's doing. Covert Radio is opinionated journalism, and I challenge anyone to set me straight and show me how I have it so wrong, because I've called things in this last year or so that have finally come to fruition. And this happens more times than you guys know. But I'm going to show you something that is mind-blowing that you don't know. And we're going to go over new information. This is for people in the audience who have a good grip on, editing and things like that. You have my permission to take Covert Radio's video here and cut it up and, put it on your channel or whatever. Because there's towards the end, well, not the end, but I'm not sure exactly where we're going to be unveiling brand new information. I do want to catch up with I have to show you several things first before I can show you what I'm about to show you. And then it's all going to make sense. The diversion the diversion. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book. You know, just like all of a sudden the attack on Iran, you know, out of the clear blue sky, right? Well, you know, nobody then is paying attention to the Bilderberg group. And, you know, you had Jamie Dimon on the street being boulaged by a couple reporters that I respect. And, you know, he couldn't walk fast enough. Jamie Dimon is, well, just look into Palantir. And, you know, he's basically the mind, not so much the mind, but like the controller of where AI is and the AI control grid that's coming up quickly. I want to address and give a shout out to Nathan Stoltman, Lift the Veil. All of his links are going to be at the top of the links there in the description. I have some things to say about the last video. I feel like a lot of you guys enjoyed it. There's a lot of you guys that know Nathan's a good guy. He has a great heart. Irregardless, you know, everybody makes poor decisions. But when you have people interfering in your life just to watch you suffer for no reason, really, other than their own twisted demonic purposes. And I promise you something. Listen, this is the only time I'm going to say this on Wednesday the 18th. You do not want the next level of escalation. I'm going to link 2 subreddits in the description as well. I'm going to be pulling data from both of them during this live stream. There's a lot of great information on there. There's a lot of great people on there. However, Reddit is toxic for me. If I spend time on there, I get into arguments. I want to debate too many people, and I don't have the time to do it. It's the same thing, you know, with Facebook. I've said this 1,000 times. But I promise you something. If you want to continue the escalation, we will. You're going to lose. And I don't know if this is, well, I'm not getting into it. I'm not getting into it because this isn't about you. This isn't about you at all. Trust me. But, you know, I guess I could say, well, everybody is going to suffer because of somebody's actions. Everyone involved in your little coven. And there's going to be way more in the next 72 hours. You're done. You're exposed. You've failed. Go away. Because if you escalate, we're going to escalate. Leave Nathan Stoltman alone. And personally, Nathan, I'm working on an idea for you. It's not just me. There's several people where we've been talking. And I'm going to put a package together. I'm going to do some research in your general area. In your area, these vans are very affordable. I don't know truly what your money situation is, but I know it's dire. I know that you're going through a very big metamorphosis right now. You do not need the added stress and troubles, you know, caused by people who literally don't care about you. Who just want to interfere in your life because they're keeping some demonic score. But I think, and it's just something that's, you know, I wish I could do, put it that way. And I think, dude, you'd be so good at this. Get a Sprinter. I'm going to put the whole package together. We're going to wrap it. with vinyl. We're going to get a Sprinter. It's going to be converted. You'll be mobile. It'll be Lift the Veil mobile. You can sleep in it anytime you want. It's your little domain. It's your transportation. It's your broadcast studio. You can go live on the scene anywhere. And, being mobile, these big Sprinter vans, there's a whole entire massive community of support for this type of lifestyle. And even if you only give it a few years, a year or two or three, just try it. You may love it, you may hate it, but you're minimizing your cost, your responsibilities. You'll never be stuck. You'll have very little maintenance, but you'll have a place. It'll be safe. You'll have a broadcast studio. You'll be mobile. You'll have a vehicle. It'll be your mobile advertisement. We'll put your clothing company on there, your brand. I'm going to do a whole design for it. We're going to get prices together. And I'm not talking brand new, $80,000 Mercedes Sprinter. I mean, there's Dodge makes one, Ford makes one. And there's a bunch that, people over the years have spent a ton of money trying to get into that lifestyle. And maybe they're out of it now, or they had a family, or they're, they don't want to, or they've upgraded. A lot of these people start in Sprinter vans and they upgrade to then they're into an RV or, something like that. But I really want you to consider, we're going to get the prices together, everything, all of it, one package, turnkey. Lift the Veil mobile. You can go cover news stories. You can go live on the scene. I'll help you get your media credentials. Listen, bro, I'm going to tell you something. Listen, you're going through a rough time, but I know deep down inside of my soul, this is something, there's no loss of identity here. All you're doing is shaving off layers that may or may not be helping you. And if they've helped you, maybe they were only there for a moment. I got to tell you something, and this isn't going to be about Nathan Stoltman or Lift the Veil, but I want to say this. This world, Nathan, is not built for people like us. This world is to break people like us. This world is constructed to break people like us. And people like us have a very, very hard time functioning with the construct that we're supposed to function in, which is considered normal. I know you're overwhelmed right now. I know that, but bro, there's people that care about you. You might say, oh, who really knows me? Listen, that's relative, I guess you could say. I know part of you. I know what you've shown to the world over the last 10 years or so. This is a very difficult time for you, and nobody's taken that away. Bro, but I'm telling you something. You have the strength to overcome this. And maybe there's some chemical imbalance there, and maybe you need to plug a couple holes up or something. Listen, everybody has something. It's okay to go through what you're going through. And I have nothing but respect that you're choosing to do it publicly, because not only are you bearing your soul bravely, I mean, I can't even imagine. Not only are you doing that, you're speaking for a lot of people who don't have that bravery or that confidence. This is not the end for you, Nathan. You have the strength to overcome this. This is an opportunity for something brand new. And no matter what you choose or how you choose, or if you just choose to become a pawn of circumstance and whatever happens, happens, I pray, Lord, please put the right people in Nathan's life. Let him know there's people that care, truly care. And bro, I'm telling you, it's time to build something positive. I know the codependency. I understand that, because again, this world was not built for people like us. It's built to break us. But your self-worth is not going to be dictated by other people. It's only dictated by you. You're a valued person. I value, and there's millions of people that have enjoyed your voice, your insight, your perception, your tenacity. Focus on what's in front of you. Take the small steps. You're going to have people help you rebuild, but you're only building something new. You have the strength to do this. The emotions you feel, the range of things you're going through right now does not mean you are crazy. There's people that get paid to call other people crazy. You understand what I mean? Like this is the construct we live in. Their whole entire existence depends on labeling people like us crazy. You're not crazy, bro. Put it this way, we're all crazy, I guess. I guess I can say that. Where everybody's crazy. It's just to what degree. But hang in there. I know it's crazy right now. You're going to come out of this. This too shall pass. And like I said, as soon as I get together some local, see if there's any vehicles out there right now in your general area, get a price point, we'll go from there. And I don't even know. Maybe you're like, oh, there's nothing I could even think about. Maybe so. I'm just putting it out there. Consider it, bro. Because I could see a Lift the Veil on the scene. Like, that'd be the dopest shit. And everywhere you go, it's advertising. You'll have all your social media on there. I mean, you have great shirts on, and that's a great domain. You know what I mean? It's not over, bro. It's not over. It's just transitioning. Hang in there, bro. I just can't believe there's such demonic people out there that want to hurt people like Nathan, or I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're so miserable that they just want other people to be miserable, or, they've lost sight of what they're here for. They don't want to leave. They just want to continue mauling in this prison over and over and over again, and seeking out people like us to hurt us. You know what I mean? And Nathan, I'm telling you, is a good guy. So that's all I have to say. We're going to switch gears, but his information will be in the description, all his links, if you can help him out. And 5, 10, 20, I mean, anything really, look into him. I mean, I'm just look into his work over the years. It's amazing. I covered his stuff with the hooks of Sandy and Halbig, which was groundbreaking. Not a lot of people, very, very few people interviewed Halbig. And I covered that in my last video. That video will show up at the end of this video here. I want to play a little short for you guys here. I'm going to tell you something. If Covert Radio was president, I would definitely be a dictator. I'd be 500 times worse than Trump, or how people, project Trump. He still has no power compared to the judiciary and all of it. Come on. But what I'm telling you is, if there was a supreme ruler and I was he, there would not be any death row. There'd be very few prisons, and there'd be very few people doing life, because they would have options. This is one option that I would give prisoners. Okay. I swear to God. First of all, I would have execution TV 24/7, and it would be eye for an eye level execution. And I mean, call that what you will, but it'll be eye for an eye execution. Your crime will be done upon you. There's no appeal and mistrial. None of that. No. So that's one thing. 1, 2. If you are scheduled for death, there's the only prison that's going to be established is going to be similar to like a Rikers Island. Or a prison barge like they have. But it'll be it would have to be terra firma, because they're only going to eat what they can grow, what they can take care of, what they can butcher. It's going to be a very real primal prison scenario. If you die of starvation, it's because your crops didn't come in on the island or wherever it is on the open air prison. Okay, so. But this is one option, and this is going to be our new version of the Coliseum. We'll have the I don't know what you'd want to call it, but we'll have execution games. And hey, you can have a favorite, but this is going to be one of the options for people who are scheduled to death. They have one chance to live and go to the island. Okay, which is still the prison, and they're going to be there forever, but they will not be executed. Eye for an eye. Some people will qualify only to entertain the masses. Thank you, dear leader, Covert Radio. You're welcome. To entertain the masses, we're going to have this right here. Okay, you ready? Put your peepers on this. Put your glims on this. Okay, now they're going to be able to have, and all the vehicles will be donated, and all of the sponsorships and the ads and all the revenue will be obviously all over the venue. The vehicles are stripped down. There's no radio, nothing. There's one seat in it, but it's this, it's the standard motor, whatever. But nothing crazy, no extras, no leather, nothing, okay? But they'll have their choice between, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 vehicles. And maybe they could even work on their own vehicle. We may allow that, but you can't do any crazy steel reinforcement, okay? So here's option 1, and the only rule is this. First, you pick your vehicle, and the only rule is this. Your vehicle has to land at 100 or beyond for you to qualify. You'll have one more chance. If you first time you don't land at 100 or beyond, at least one of the axles have to land at 100 or beyond. And if it doesn't, we'll restart. We'll take you back to the top of the hill, and you got to give it a little more gas. Okay, there's no cheating this. But here's your shot at life on Prison Island, okay? If not, you will meet your executioner in about 4 seconds. So here we go. Where's the sound? Do we have... Oh, here it is. Oh, come on. Legal. There we go. Oh, he goes to the island. He goes, here we go. Legal jump. Okay. Yeah. So at that point too, I forgot to mention, if your survival chance, if you can get up and walk away, you can go to the island. But if you're under, say, I don't know what percentage it would be, the guards will come out and just put a bullet in your head right there, and you'll be compacted in your grave into that little metal coffin there. Okay. So yeah, clearly this person, they died of their execution, but they had a chance. They had a chance. They chose wrong. They either had too much gas, too much trajectory. They didn't control the pitch. Or they didn't. The car, they just chose wrong. The car didn't brake it. Whatever. You had a chance, and the crowd goes crazy. Here we go. He made it. He made it. And there's one more version of this, and this is for maybe a different part of the country. Oh, what? Come on! No, come on! Here we go. Which car will cross? Okay, so this is obviously out west, and this is only a few seconds. So First, the rules here clearly, if you don't bridge the gap, if you don't make the gap, obviously it's almost instant death. If not, the guards down below will put a bullet in your head because you're not living through that plummet. And same thing. You choose whatever vehicles, or you can build your own, not reinforced. The other thing, if you do not make it all the way, you will have a second chance. But if you fall, you're probably going to die anyway. So here we go. This is another version of the game.
Cross the broken bridge. Jump and brake test. Belarus.
Yeah.
Segra.
Yeah. Didn't make it.
Sherman.
Yeah, he might get a restart. Yeah, no, didn't make it.
Capsule.
Oh, 93.71. So he's probably going to walk out of there and make it to the island. Good job.
Ambulance.
Good choice. All righty. So, yeah. All right. So let's get into some things here. Again, we're going to play a bunch of things off of the Owen Benjamin subreddit. I don't know what all else we have. I think most of these, or if not all, are from the Owen Benjamin subreddit, but I will be linking to subreddits in the description. Let's just get into it. The name of this video is Owen Benjamin plays in his, this is the working title, put it that way. Owen Benjamin plays in his free $200,000 sandbox that you bought while misguiding the public. And upon further investigation, not only I believe he's I know he's misguiding because he's acting like he's doing tutorial how-tos when he... It's just so sad. I mean, I just can't believe nobody can, like, in his life will say stop. But there's a sleight of hand that's gone on here too. And I'm gonna show you that here coming up. Okay, let me take a look here. Now this is let me bring this over here. Okay. This was 2 months ago. This is Owen at Ursa Rio clearing brush in a tank top. Now, this is basically the oldest one I can find. And the reason I'm telling you that is because I want you to understand something. This property was bought going on 6 years ago. This property was purchased going on 6 years ago. We're past the 5-year mark at this point. So we're going now into the 6th year that this property has essentially been untouched. Then all of a sudden, for no known reason, no obvious reason stated by Owen, for the last month or two, since, Easter or whatever, he continuously is driving up there, working on this piece of property, and, just like Hollywood, putting a facade on. Outlining paths, digging in his little sandbox looking for stones, and he's aligning the stones. Even though this property is literally, and I'll show you on the map here. I think I have an image of it. This property is like miles from the Canadian border. It's in a very, very wicked frost zone. They have tons of snow up there, but he's placing his little rocks along the paths and, leaning or, securing little lampposts that he bought at Home Depot. Little flimsy PVC lampposts. It's all a facade. It is just look. Don't touch. Look. Don't touch. Just looky. So that the facade is starting to appear to be a campground. Wow. Going on 6 years. You put a few rocks to outline a path? Wow, you cleaned up some brush? All of a sudden, Owen. Now, the other thing is, look how much he alone has done in 2 months. This is the first video I want to show you guys.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick update today about what I did today at Ursa Rio. Lot got done. Feeling good. All right, this is finally winding down. I'm just going to keep consolidating. I don't know if you guys can see, but I cleared out a lot more trees.
See, again, it's like the words. Nobody talks like this. Nobody consolidates a fire. Nobody consolidate, okay? Psycho. Nobody talks like that. But just watch.
Brush.
I already covered this video once, but we're just going to let it play. I have nothing really too much to say here because it's just pay attention to what I said. Look around and look, and I'm going to show you a few more videos of what he alone has done in less than 2 months after going on 6 years of nothing at all happening. And he pulling the permits on that property.
And this is really opening up I got some picnic tables too. All right, so this down area is where I did the most work. And I'm laying out paths. And again, I did it all with a handsaw today. It's pretty nuts. So I know it's just pretty simple right now, but I cleared out a ton of trees here. And I've been laying down these thin trees to show where I want the paths to be and where I'm eventually going to put more gravel. So I'm slowly chipping away at that slash pile. It's too close to trees and you got to do that in the winter. But I'm starting to really clear out this area. So I want there to be like a road here. As you can see, I just hammered away at this area today. This is going to be like a courtyard. And I want to plant grass and like wildflowers and stuff. And so these epic trees are all staying. But that'll go, anything like trees like that are staying. So I've almost got all the little chopped wood out of there.
Keep in mind, I'm going to show you guys a video here coming up of at one point the actual guys that built all of that. I'm going to show you the videos of all the men that were there building that. Was not Owen. Owen was there, absolutely, but okay, so nothing you see there was built by him. He's telling you what he's done. He's chopped a few trees. Not chopped, I'm sorry. Mommy doesn't allow him to use an axe. He had a pruning saw and him cutted down 2 or 3 inch trees and him worked it real hard on his free piece of property up there to build him a facade. Another pamphlet, another movie set working, production set. Okay? Another, whatever. Listen. Just keep it in mind. Look around. He didn't build any of that. That was all built by other men. And it was free for the most part. Okay? But now big landowner, big Owen is consolidating wood, and he's now doing his architecture landscaping out there. He's telling you where everything's going. Mind you, I don't see any fabric down at all, okay? So again, this is all bullshit, because if he was seriously laying down paths, if he was seriously laying down a road, there would be what's called driveway fabric at the bare minimum. At the bare minimum, driveway fabric would be laid and pinned and secured to the ground, and you would have compacted pebbles for drainage. There would be grading. This is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Okay, it's a facade. It's not meant to be real. It's not meant to work, in my opinion. It's only meant to look good on a pamphlet.
And I've really cleaned this area up. And I made a path this way that I'll show you guys in a second. And I cleared up this area, took out some trees, more path stuff. As I showed you a second ago, this is the spot that goes that way. But then this area opens up to a big clearing. So this is where I've been really working today. Trying to thin down the slash pile and also get rid of any trees around it. So I opened all this up. That's going to be a nice road. And then this is all open now. Super cool. Yes. Good day at work. Can't wait to have a bath with Epsom salts. Yes, BEARTARIA.
So Owen just came home.
Mommy, looky. Mommy, looky. Looky, mommy, looky. And again, nothing. Why is this media? Why would I'm trying to think one time ever in my life. Because I have 6 acres. I have some property and things. But I swear to God, I have never come home and my wife starts filming me that she can't believe how dirty I am. In fact, she gets pissed if I would walk in the house like that, because I would definitely have a change of clothes. I would have cleaned up for the most part at a gas station at a Sheetz or something. But no, he purposefully, look at me, show everyone I've worked. Look at these fucking shoulders. Look, just look. What is going on there? But I'm just asking, who does that? Did your wife ever go take images and video of you to go upload to all her social medias, or not even hers, then your own social media, and say, looky how dirty my baby boy is?
So Owen just came home from working at Ursa Rio all day, and this is his state. Go ahead and turn around, Owen. Just covered in ashes, blood, and dirt.
He's what? I'm sorry, what? Hey, elitist lunatic. Have you ever seen a fireman come home after saving some lives? Have you ever seen a water lineman come home after an emergency water main break when it's 12 degrees below zero? Working all night long to make sure people have water. So, do you know people like that exist? You know, the vast majority of the people that keep putting money in your pocket are those people. But to you, this is a proud moment. Take the cashier check. Take the cashier check. Did you take the cashier's check in the cabin? What? I don't understand. Why would there be a cashier check in the cabin? I'm working here. I cut my hand using a pruning saw. Look how dirty I am. The cashier check.
Yeah, I feel
and
really
having
good.
a great time.
I'm having a great time.
Yeah, I would too if I could go play in my $200,000 sandbox that other people paid for. I would have a great time too. Fucking pathetic. Here we go. I'm trying to keep this in sequence, and I probably missed some, but, you know, that's why I'm going to link all this stuff. You can go check it out for yourself. This was 28 days ago. Here we go. Now, here's your little Home Depot pole lamp that one brisk winter storm in the beginning of winter, this is crashing to the ground. There was no fabric put down. You clearly cannot see any fabric. It would be out over these rocks, which it should be. This is all going to be lost to frost heave. So are the stupid benches that he's building, which is not below the frost line in that area, literal a few miles from the Canadian border. But yet he's doing these videos like he knows what he's talking about. Do not ever listen. In my opinion, don't ever listen to anything he says dealing with construction or anything like that. It's not. It's probably wrong. But all of these rocks are going to disappear in a matter of hardly any time. All of this gravel is going to get sunk. I highly doubt there's any real grading that went on here. It doesn't look too bad, but these stones will be washed out. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. This is not meant to work, though. It's only meant to be a facade. Okay? A post lamp for what?
Solar-powered Narnia street lamp. You know, not trying to brag, but that's pretty magical. All right. Yeah, thanks for... And guys, look at what's going on here. That's right. Clover and wildflowers finally starting to sprout. Look at this. You guys see those? Very exciting. Okay, as you can see, I've just been doing this manually with a wheelbarrow and a shovel.
There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell that Owen Benjamin moved that amount of stone with a wheelbarrow and a shovel. There's no way. There's no way.
12 yards of gravel, so it's been very intense. And lining more with the things.
Because if he did, he'd have video of it. You know what I mean? Because that's actual work. So, I mean, did Excavator Bear come up there with his little front loader, one of his little skid steers, and shove his shit around after another bear tard dumped whatever 12 yards of pea gravel down, or B2 or slag or whatever that is? Or millings, I can't tell what it is, but yeah. Oh, I placed each rock in the path perfectly symmetrically by hand.
But this is what I want to show you. So we're about to start building an outhouse. And
so, I mean, was that 2 or 3 bottles of water you dumped on yourself before you decided to have media day here?
these are the potential spots. All right, as you can see here.
Potential? Didn't like thousands of people give you almost $1 million for a campground because they were supposed to get a week free perpetually? A week free a year, total membership forever for the initial $400 donation, right? Or at least 1 week for 1 day. Why, I don't anything? Something? Anything? 2 minutes? Potential now. Oh, okay.
The path goes here. Oh, is there another path option? Don't mind if I do. So this path goes up. I couldn't finish it today. I pushed way too hard. No, I didn't push too hard. It was just right. Time got away from me. I told Amy I'd head home 2 hours ago, so I pushed a little hard, but I thought I could finish it. I didn't finish it, but I'll show you what I got. All right, you see where the poles are here? Those are gonna be stones. And so it goes up, curves.
And I mean, you want people to believe, Owen, that you went tromping through the woods and picked up a ton of stone one by one to come and align the path. I mean, maybe you did. Maybe I have not seen any video proof of that. And me knowing what I know about you, I would assume that there would absolutely be video proof of that. It just doesn't exist. And I don't see it. I don't see you doing that.
Around. Ooh, look at this path. Look at this path. Coming out here. Coming out here to Crush Boulevard. And you can see how that all works. All right. So this is where I'm thinking. Okay, hopefully you can orient yourself based on that video I just showed. This is what I'm thinking for the bathrooms. I want it away from where people
Going on 6 years, still no bathroom. Okay.
are going to be playing, family activities, where people eat, but close enough where people...
So are we building the dream still, Owen? Oh, now wait, what are you doing, buddy? You put all this money and time that you've done it. This is see, you got to understand something about people. You know, the internet, listen, you're only as important as what you're doing the last day or two, because people move on and they forget. There's too much information, too many people putting out content. So, and on top of that, all of the legacy bears, 90% of them are gone. So to a new viewer, now mind you, he's been doing this for going on 6 years. This property was purchased in 2020. To new people, they look at this and they're like, oh, look at everything he's doing. Look at everything he's doing. I would be so fucking mad if I was one of those legacy bears in the video I'm about to show you. Because now he's rebranding this. He's repackaging it as, I promise you there's going to be a fundraiser coming up to go the last 20%. We need to have a fundraiser just for the last 20% of BEARTARIA. You guys, look at everything I've done. Like it's so brand new. They don't know. The new people don't know. And Owen knows they don't know. So nothing here, in my opinion, is permanent other than the original structures that were built 5-6 years ago. Because all of this shit is temporary facade lipstick on a pig, because it's not meant to last. You do not lay gravel without some sort of a compacted ground to lay it onto with drainage. You just don't do it if you want to keep it. That's not it. It's to get more money, and then he's going to ghost again until he needs to go back up there and hammer the rust off the gate and start it all over again in another 3 to 5 years. My opinion.
Could be sleeping, right? So, bunkhouse is right there, barbecue spot right there, field, you know, little kids hammer throw and pickleball and all that over there. So here is the path to go to the parking area. Now,
wait, what? Okay.
This will keep going that way as well. But as it curves here, I'm thinking bathroom either there, where I put the little flag, or there, where I put that little flag. See, and then the parking's right there. So then you come down here with this little path. Now here, this is the wider street. This is a footpath, as you can see. This is wider.
Right into a tree.
This is all parking. So we have a get together. Parking.
You can fit about 8 cars there, but good.
You see wider path here.
Not even, really. They're not going to be able to turn around, so it'll be a major inconvenience for people who want to leave. About 6 cars.
Wider path. That's where I'm thinking bathrooms. All right, I got to head home. Let me know what you guys think.
I think it's bullshit. Okay, you want to know what I think? And we're not done yet. Here we go. 10 days ago-ish, somewhere in there. Oh, yeah. This is the video I talked about where, you got your $10,000 tractor there. Look at the wheels. I mean, everything's so crystal clean. Plastic is in perfect condition. Like, it's such a fucking LARP. It's such a joke. And his wife is holding the camera for media day. Look at the loving husband, the patient father, teaching his sons how to tighten a bolt. I mean, work on a tractor. You're what? What is this for? Why?
And I'm like, this is the greatest. Guys, I've done arenas, I've done movies, I've done TV,
We know Hollywood always. See, it's the same pattern. It's the same pattern. Call to authority. Get the dumb starstruck retarded. Okay, call to authority. You guys, I've been to the moon. Okay, I played Mars, me and Elon, at the super secret comedy club on Mars. It's nothing compared to this, me tightening a bolt.
I've had experiences that you can't imagine.
I doubt it.
When it comes to that world, that is one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me, because I successfully, the blade on my lawnmower, there's like a bolt with a nut.
A what?
And if it gets too loose, there's 3 blades. I have a Toro.
Oh, a Toro. Okay.
360.
Okay, let's see. I'm just curious. Well, go ahead and talk. Go ahead.
If it gets too loose, they don't spin and sync. So you have to tighten them up. Now I was tightening it and it wouldn't go all the way. So I got an extra washer, and Walter is holding the bolt above it and I'm underneath with a wrench, and we get it tight and they all start spinning, and I fixed it. And they got to see their dad fix a lawnmower. That is not something that I thought I could ever be capable of doing. And I'm still not like super handy, but that to me was epic. And I was laughing because I realized.
You realized your $5,000 Toro trim cut or time cut 42-inch, 22 horsepower V-twin gas 0-turn mower needed to turn a screw, or you needed to tighten a screw already? Your $5,000 tractor, right? Okay, all right.
That my day job as comedian to pay the bills as I pursue my dream as a landscaper.
But he doesn't work, and he's. I don't even know if I can do this. I'm just so tired of it. I'm just so tired of it. I'm just tired of it. Talk about tenacity. Talk about just like the humiliation rituals that he has purposely put himself through. Not to mention possible ones he was told to go through. I mean, does nothing register with him at all? Like, you can't look at this for what it is at this point. Or maybe it's me, and it's like, all I hear is manipulation, media for no reason, lie. Manipulation. $5,000 mower who needed a bolt tightened is the greatest day of his life. To me, manipulation. Why the media? Why Amy standing there with a camera? Why Amy filming you coming home with a little bit of soot on you? Why? Why put it on the internet? What is it for? None of it is, I'm just tired of it because it doesn't make sense unless you look at the whole image of what's happened, which I'm about to show you.
And those who know me here actually know that that's like, there's some truth to that. It's like Barnes Bear texted me the other day. He's like, if you start that landscaping company, I want in. And I'm like, yeah.
It's just never going to happen, Owen. Who are you not going to work for Jewish families? Like if a black family calls you, are you going to N-word them up and down, left and right, and up and down? And then what? You don't, we don't serve your kind. Is that going to be on your landscaping portfolio business there, your little pamphlet you hand out? And on top of that, you're going to compete in that area? Your fancy boy, fancy pants and lollies is going to compete on a price scale with the actual landscapers in that area. Third generation, second generation, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, I can't, there's just no way I can listen to this shit without that, because it's all bullshit. You may like to put rocks and dig some dirt, but like, why all the added bullshit? And why string low IQ people along? Give them hope that they may go into business with you. That is your MO. But the only people that are laughing all the way to the bank is about a handful. Permy Bear, in my opinion, being one of them for sure. Right? Right, Owen? Oh, oops, oh no. What? You didn't say anything. Nobody has said anything? Oh no, did I? Oh.
Of course. And I hang with him. Like, his family stays here. Like, he knows that when I say this shit, it's not like a bit.
Every time you talk like this, you're lying through your fucking teeth. Okay, it is a bit. It is a fucking bit. Why would you give a low IQ person with a family hope that he's going into business with you? Why? But I promise you, you've gotten money out of his pocket, or he would not be there. He would not be welcome there. He has given you something. So generous, Owen Benjamin.
It's like, I love landscaping. Like, I love making stuff look nice and digging and fixing and all that. I'm just not great at it. I have so much to learn. And yeah, I've just been having a blast. Hello, everybody. Love you, BB. Been grinding on getting debt free as a trucker. Family's wealth. Indeed, Kentucky Bear. Okay.
You got any money?
And so,
you got any money?
And dude, check this out. So Ladle.tv, it's only for subscribers. You can't look at anything unless you're a subscriber.
Oh, no.
I mean, I obviously don't have 2,000 subscribers, obviously.
Uh-huh.
But Cabin in the Woods already has 2,200 views on Ladle. That's mind-blowing. So thank you guys for showing up. A lot of people are saying they've watched it several times. Because
I can't watch it more than just 9.
One of my friends said it was like a graduate class.
For what? For what? What do you know? For what? Fucking Joe.
Because I get to
starting to piss me off.
Do what
This is why I don't watch his shit.
What my gifts are, where I just analyze, I stay focused, and I break down something in a way that most people would not think of it. So the next one is going to be
I know how that feels.
The Wall, the album by Pink Floyd, and then Counterpart about the Berlin Wall. Okay, it's not what people think it was, and the social experiment, I think, is profound. And what a wall is. Like, what is the nature of a wall? What is a boundary, right? And then I'm going to play The Wall and go through every song about
what it means on the 3 levels, the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, and historically what was happening with World War I, the Berlin Wall, and then Pink Floyd's concert, The Wall, right after the wall fell down in Berlin. All right. You're an excellent teacher, BB? Yeah.
But the wall was out way before that, loony. Way before that, loony. Did they happen to have a song called The Wall and then, marry it to a current event and then play? Yeah, looks like that. The Wall was not because the Pink Floyd, The Wall was not because of the Berlin Wall. Fucking lunatic.
That's why they call me the Rabbi of Judah. Like I'm a rabbi.
Well, you are.
Yeah, I'm just a really funny, wacky rabbi that,
I really don't think I'm going to make it, you guys. I'm very angry. Like, I can't, man. I'm going to take my headphones off, and I don't know. I'll try. I mean, if I hear something on my desk, because I just can't. It's hitting me all wrong right now but I got to get to something and show you guys something.
Loves making fun of Jews because they're sneaky. Okay. I love the idea of gravy exclusivity. Yeah, and I never was going to do it for money. Like, people have been telling me this for a long time. Oh, you got to make it exclusive. I'm like, no, but I want everyone to hear the gravy. They can.
It's not for money, but everything's going behind a paywall. But it's not for money, but everything's going behind a paywall, right? And you want what? You want people to what? You want low IQ idiots to think you're a genius and line your pockets. That's my opinion. And that's what it is. Because out here, you're getting destroyed by many people, including people in your real life. That's real, Owen.
Contribute if they want to. The only reason I'm doing it now is because it's not because of money. That is a helpful thing, especially when I'm constantly facing all those issues, which I think can be fixed with this type of stuff. It's because it's not for the public. It causes damage. Like, a lot of people don't want to know. They're in the cabin in the woods. They don't want to skip ahead. I was thinking about some of the ridiculous things that have happened to me, and I almost feel like I'm in a courtroom. And how the judge will allow the jury to hear some things and not other things? Because I know God's benevolent, and I don't feel cursed at all. I feel crazy blessed, but this one aspect of my life appears completely cursed. Stand-up comedy, like the oppression I get in that world is insane. The slander, the lying, the pretending that, I wasn't one of the best comics, that like no one wanted to follow me when I was.
Says who, Owen, though? Says who? I mean, there's 10 best comics in the world being born every Monday on Kill Tony. There's 100 a month coming out of Austin. Like, says who? Were you a comedian at one point and had a couple mainstream yucks for the general public to get a yuck? Yeah, that happened. But to continuously act like I'm such a genius, you guys, that like my comedy is so genius that it's too genius to be understood, and that's what happened. You're deluded, and it's sad that you believe that, because essentially it's all relative, right? Because I'll cry laughing at certain things, and my wife is just, her mouth is half open looking at me in disgust. It's all subjective. It's all relative. It's all subjective. So I guess you're your biggest cheerleader, which is great, but let's but again, consider the audience, okay? Consider his audience.
on Vince Vaughn's tour with Kevin James,
God.
I would always be the closer because my energy level, I would get the crowd so insanely pumped.
Touch your nose. Touch your nose.
You know, I still have listeners from like, oh, I saw you 12 years ago. I've listened ever since. It's like I was so good at stand-up, okay? I think what happened is I started revealing too many things. Like, I don't think it had anything to do with like making like any like bad words because now it's all over Kill Tony. Like they're all doing all the shit. I think like how...
Here's what I think, Owen. I don't think you're smart enough to be clever enough to be funny anymore in this. Comedy is smart now, okay? I really genuinely believe that's it. Listen, sir, this is free therapy. You're not smart enough to be clever enough to be funny in the modern day. 20 years ago when you had a career, you had a few yucks. You're not clever enough. You're not smart enough to get the yucks. It's okay. That's what happens. Okay? That happens. You know, it's similar. It's like watching, what's his name? The little short bald guy who was oh man, I can't think of his name. I'm staring at his face right now in my mind. Oh my God, I can't believe I can't remember his name. He died a few years ago. He was like 100. Now I have to look him up. I'm sorry, guys. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Let's see here. This is crazy. I got to hit play. I can't think.
To write a hit song, you know, like Timberland producing Coldplay. You know, I think the education I was giving people about how music works in propaganda, I don't think they got like mad at me. I think they were like, they can't hear this, you know? And it's not because, dude, I almost relate more with these like elite social engineers. I relate more with Tavistock Institute at this point than I do a lot of people. And I used to always just bash them and talk about all the evil they've done. And it's like, I think they know something a lot of people don't know about what happens when people face who they...
What are you reading, Owen? What are you reading, sir? What are you reading, Owen? So Smart 147. So now you're going back to I know everything. I'm Tavistock level. My daddy was a professor. We used to practice rhetoric and fallacy every day, right? Is that what we're going back to now? Are you restarting that engine 2019? Don Rickles was the comedian I was talking about. Don Rickles. Yuck yucks all day, 60s, 70s, massive yuck yucks in the 70s. Coming to the 80s, still getting some yucks. 90s, you get these kind of yucks. 2000s, wow. And then they, out of respect, quit booking him. Out of respect, they quit showing him on television because he lost the edge to be creative enough in the modern day to be funny. So have you, in my opinion. So did Don Rickles. He was a legend. He was funny, very funny at one point. But you watch some of his stuff now, and it's so cringy and like, oh my God. Knowing, too, what an elitist he was. Knowing, too, the real hate that it came from. Later, after he's dead, and you hear the real stories about Don Rickles, right? Yeah, the real hate, the real racism, real. Hidden in comedy. And it worked for a while, but it didn't work after a while. It's the same thing. It never was and never will be a Don Rickles, but
they really are. You know, like in the Neverending Story, when Bastian looks, or Atreyu looks at his own reflection, and that little grabbler's like, and most men run away screaming.
So smart. He says words I don't even know. He must be so smart. 6 days ago, I'm telling you, this is all for a reason. Oh, yeah, this. I was high on hypotenuse. Oh, my goodness. The hypotenuse. So fucking cringy. Just, I can't.
Yes, board. So this stump is at a really good height for anybody, not just giants. And so I'm doing 16 by 16. I didn't bring a pen. So a chessboard is 64 squares, 2 inches a square, 16 times 16. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The hypotenuse is about a little over 22.5 inches.
Yeah.
So I got it all laid out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn the squares, every other one. And this will be a little spot for chess. The rest of that tree we milled. It's called an Alaskan mill, where you just put a chainsaw side.
No, tell me this again. An Alaskan mill. You mean like the millions of little sawmills people have on their property all over the United States? Even they sell it at Harbor Freight. But now you tell me what it's called, Owen. He'd never in a million years be able to operate one. He'd never be able to set it up. He'd never be able to level it. He'd never be able to use it. He'd never be able to manage it. He'd never be able to get one piece of wood cut. But now, for the purposes of this upcoming grift, in my opinion, he knows all about Alaskan sawmills, you guys. Let me tell you all about it.
Ways, and you put it on a track.
And
you just cut these beautiful pieces of wood.
Oh my goodness.
And they've been drying here now for like 3 years. And we covered them. And so they're perfect for some linseed oil. And I want to make them into stadium benches. Yeah, it's really in there. I want these.
It's really in there. Let me take a look at that there, sir. Because I know one of these videos, you say you went 2.5 feet deep. That's not 2.5 feet. It's about a good 18 inches, I'd say. It could be a little, I can't tell. But here's what's going to happen. Well, never mind. Let's watch it.
It's really.
Oh, yeah, it's not 2 feet. And it's only sitting. There's no drainage. I guarantee you it's not going to be on compacted stone. There's not going to be concrete. It's just LARP. It's only for the clicks. Let's get some pictures. Hurry up before they fucking buckle and fall over. Hurry up. Because come winter, Owen, you know what's going to happen? There's this thing called frost heave, okay? Well, let's watch you build one first.
In there. I want these to be sturdy.
Uh-huh.
So when all else fails, build your own.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, these big slabs were milled here. And I just think that this could be a really, really cool little outdoor arena. Because, you think that it would just be all of that, but I think that really tight. Like, let's say I put more benches, kind of wrap it a little bit, then have it go back and have it be like that. You could have 100, 150 people really tight, and you just project.
Here's what's sad about this. It really is. Owen is building. This is, again, my opinion. I promise you this, though, okay? What these benches are going to be extra money. Clearly, that the audience, if or when there ever is one there, clearly, this is the natural.
And have it go back and have it be like that.
The music is killing
Big
me, man.
slabs were milled here. And I just think that this could be a really, really
And I think that's such a waste of fucking wood, because
cool little outdoor arena. Because
right there's the natural stage front. You know what I mean? That's the widest part of the slab there, which was, I guarantee you, built for something else. But see, Owen, with his little $200,000 free sandbox, what he's now doing is using the resources that other people did there. They laid that concrete, they built that slab, they cut those beautiful pieces of timber that is a waste for a bench. But to Owen, this is going to be a higher ticket seat to come watch him tell some yucks that was funny 20 years ago. So obviously this is going to be general admission right here. Don't ever mistake how he thinks, and don't ever mistake my analysis of how he thinks, I should say. Again, it's my opinion. It's a very educated opinion. So this is one admission cost. If you want seating, that is an additional admission cost. So in his $200,000 sandbox, the very first thing he does is builds himself a stage to make more money off the people who paid to buy that piece of property. That's it. That's the reality of it. The musicians are gone. Anchor Bear had an entire music program lined up for this cult. Gone. Gagging. Gone. So now what Owen's doing is turning this into an additional moneymaker, because what's happening in the Ozarks is gonna blow your mind. So this has all been, in my opinion, a diversion this last month or so, last couple months. So people aren't looking. I'm looking, Owen, and I'm going to show everybody. But keep that in mind. There's no bathroom. There's no, that I've seen, running water there. There's no access to any showers, nothing. But you sure as hell better bet he's building himself a stage so he can pull more money out of your pocket and stroke his ego and fulfill his own little delusion here. That's my opinion. How many campgrounds have you been to who has a stage?
You know, you think that it would just be all of that, but I think that really tight. Like, let's say I put more benches, kind of wrap it a little bit, then have it go back and have it be like that. You could have 100, 150 people really tight, and you just project into that beautiful, beautiful area. And that's a theater. And I have always had the notion that when you're not wanted somewhere, no problem. And you build your own. And the cool thing is we're provided, everything that we need is already here, and it's basically free. You just have to want it. You know, you just have to do it. And so I'm dreaming.
What he's telling you is everything around him is free. It was all purchased for him by other people. It's his, solely his, through an LLC. There's no campground. It's all a facade. That road's going to be washed. Everything's going to sink into the ground. The first one or two freezes and heaves. Those benches are going to pop out of the ground. They're not deep enough. He's building himself another way to make more money for himself by the same people who bought it. And he's doing it, he's done more work by himself on this property, allegedly, in 2 months than he has done in going on 6 years.
of recording another special here. Or
Oh, there it is. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah.
having my friends play music here, or having people give talks or speeches or
You mean new friends? Because you have new friends that are musicians, not Gaggin, not Anchor Bear, not the people who got you to where you're at now. Now you have new friends that are new musicians. Okay.
classes. Imagine this is a classroom, you know?
Oh, now you're okay, yeah. See, that's going to tie in here in a moment. Because they, a common theme with Permy and Owen is their want to get around government and taxes. So they can clearly have everything not so much Permy. Well, we'll see. But Owen for sure. So we can have classes. Oh, so this is an education center now? Oh, I wonder if that qualifies for 501c3 status. Because you notice every year at the festival, they talk about training and classes and how, all this that never really happens, or it's the same 2 or 3 people, beartards, every year. Talking about shit you can get 500 million times better information 5 seconds off the internet. So just keep it in perspective what he's doing here.
It's really early, but you can picture it, More of that. Obviously take away the target. And then maybe like a line here, and you project that way. That's a perfect amphitheater. And it doesn't have to be huge. That would be intimate. It would be amazing.
I've already crunched the numbers. Each bench is going to net me $687.
And I've performed thousands of shows everywhere in the world, from stadiums, theaters.
There we go. Again, it's just the same MO every time. It's the same program, the same talking points, the same interlude over and over and over and over.
Rounds, clubs, parking lots, Renaissance festivals. And I've never seen a theater where it was made from the environment.
God.
And so, yeah, no debt, no sponsor.
Special boys, always special. Oh, now what about how much what? Now what?
Yeah. No debt, no sponsors, except for my listeners.
No debt, no sponsor. Okay.
It's like the dream. And I can understand why it drives people crazy, because it is the way,
Because you raised close to $1 million, in my opinion. You bought yourself 2 10-acre parcels of property. One for $200,000, the other one from anywhere between $80,000 and $170,000. The piece of property you're standing on right now was anywhere from $80,000 to $170,000. We'll say low end 80, high end 170. I have 2 numbers and 2 addresses from tax records for that parcel, that 10-acre parcel. You understand why people are mad, Owen? Because you told people, give me $400 and you'll be safe from the tyranny of what's happening with the pandemic. You and your family will have a safe place to go at least a week or a month, a year, however many times you want to come. We can do it. We can build it. Guys, let's do this. Guys, let's do this. $400 for a week of camping. It's still going on 6 years. None of it has happened without the additional cost. You've ostracized and made examples of people who ask for their money to make them feel foolish or threaten to even ask for a return on their money. You've changed the goal line multiple times. You've said you raised 10% in the first day or two. You had so much money coming in 2020, you couldn't count it fast enough. Money here, money there, cash this, cash that, catch your checks. This property sat fucking with nothing on it. You've done more in 2 months than you have in going on 6 years, while at the same time, the sister property of this under the same LLC went from $200,000 to almost $2 million in value. This piece of corporate property right here. This is the same LLC, this piece of property that Owen just so happens to dwell upon, which I still ask if this is actually BEARTARIA Campground, because they were purchased roughly at the same time, both 2 10-acre parcels. This is how it looked in 2020 for $200,007. And this is most recent within the last, say, 8 to 10 months. Tax records showing estimated value of $1.558 million. No job, no employment. Says he's a comic by day, but nobody knows where. Where? You understand why people are upset, Owen? What do you mean you understand why people are upset? What are you talking about? What do you mean? You showed your royalty payments from your 20 years of outstanding comedy, which I covered, which was around $9 for your royalty payments. You had some property. You sold your Washington property and stuff, but I'd still like to know how you build a brand new house from the ground up right here. How do you build that in the worst economy ever? Lumber, sky-high prices. This was built, from the ground up, literally. Blacktop. Massive greenhouse. Barn dominium. Outbuildings. New roofs. New construction. Where's the fucking campground, Owen? No. I'm not talking about the brochure now that you're doing. Not that. I'm saying going on 6 years, where is the campground? Listen to me, sir. You're never going to reframe this without a chronological, factual, documented consensus of how this has gone. And you throw words around like defamation and slander. You're a public figure, sir. These are public companies. These are LLC companies that own this property. You're a volatile public figure at that. I'm an opinionated investigative reporter who has asked nothing but hardcore questions, and you've done nothing but try to intimidate me on every level in the shadows that you possibly could to stop investigating this. But I'm not, watch what I'm about to show you guys. Nothing I've said is out of slander, Owen. Nothing I've ever said is out of defamation. It's either an opinion or it's based off of so much evidentiary evidence that everybody deserves an answer, because you do not get to solicit the public every day. And then when they start asking questions, start crying and saying you're going to sue people or drag them into lawsuits that they have nothing to do with. Nothing I've ever said is so far-fetched that it's slanderous. Nothing. I'm, and the public want to know how an unemployed comedian who has never been a comedian that I've seen in the last 6 years, who had a couple pieces of property valued at around $100,000 to $200,000, how can they go from a $200,000 almost bare piece of property to, listen, an almost $2 million piece of property? Non-stop construction in 5 years. And yet the piece of property that everybody put money into your hand for has sat vacant up until the last 2 months that you're putting lipstick on all of a sudden. I don't have the right to ask those questions? Am I slandering you somehow? Is that defaming you? I think you've done a pretty good fucking job yourself, defaming yourself, sir.
These are the way out. These are the ways out.
Here we go. I can't do this. See, I can't fucking do this, man. Now it's the way out again. The way out of what, Owen? I said this before 2020 called. They want their trauma-induced mind control, psychobabble rhetoric fallacy back. It's the way out. For who?
Because it is the way, these are the way out. These are the ways out. The world.
Look, he can't even fucking lie anymore. Look at him. Fucking destroyed.
Drives people crazy because it is the way, these are the way out. These are the ways out. The world is fair, it's like you're always given a way through. It has to be, it's like very hard.
And it's putting money in your pocket? Is that the way out?
And it requires a lot of trust and it requires persistence. And
there were tens of thousands of people that trusted you. There was thousands of people that persistently were patient. 6 years, going on 6 years. Nothing. Except self-enrichment. Apparently. Allegedly.
And there's going to be bends in the road and things will change. And surprises and betrayals and all that. But it's all right here. Look at this. Imagine this is a theater. See it? I mean, it's just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning.
Oh, it's just the beginning 6 years later?
And then over there, you have families and solar lights and barbecue and all that. And then this is the theater. And I know it can be demoralizing when people kick you out of their theater and write hit pieces and say you're a bad person and all that. And I genuinely kind of feel for the people.
So the ADL did a hit piece on you, buddy? Media Matters, Canary Mission, and 500 other fucking well-recognized, well-established, well-respected media outlets. Okay, buddy. Okay.
Even that fail the tests and spiral, because the solution is always so much more beautiful. You just got to find it. It's like, it's like when you crack the code on a song where you work at it and it's stressful and you don't know what's going to happen and can you even play it and all that, and then boom, you're just playing it.
Who fucking put this music? I can't. My God, I got to see what we have. These are just 1, 2 minute, 3 minute videos here. I got to move it because I'm just getting to a point where I'm just going to shut down and you'll never hear this video because I can't take him. I can't. If you want to support this type of media, become a Covert Radio Tribunal member. The link is in the description.
I'm calling it. But I got a lot done with the BEARTARIA Arena here.
Yeah, people like, oh God, I can't, man. He treats people like they're fucking idiots, like his listeners, in my opinion. Like, that's believable. Somebody pointed out on the subreddit, they zoomed in where you can see he has two little, finger smudge marks where he's like dabbing it on his forehead and Oh, my glass is fucking smudged enough. You can't. Would you fucking drag those in the mud, psycho? Oh, you can see out of the. Oh yeah, you're just such a great guy, Owen. So innocent, and it's just so unassuming. And how could any? I mean, this guy's not a bad guy. Look at him. Look how disheveled and poor and stupid he looks.
Rio, check this out.
He dug 2 more holes a foot deep and drove a few screws, you guys.
See? It's being constructed. That was so intense because I dig that 2.5 feet deep.
Yeah, it's not 2.5 feet, sir. Look at this, okay? Look at this mound. All right? See, this is the idiocracy that I can't take. You know, you're talking, all these benches are not going to be here come next spring, in my opinion. Or at least they will never, ever be level. Listen, I know about frost. I know what frost heave is. It's got to be in his area. If you take, look, I'll show you this real quick. If you look, where's it at? Right here. If you look at the map of where they're at in Idaho. Okay, so you see here, they're way up north. Literal miles from the Canadian border. Here's a better map here with Idaho. Here's Idaho right here. See my mouse? Okay. That's right here. They're way up here. This shows 100 inches, 90 inches, 70 inches, 60 inches deep is the frost line. 50 inches deep, all the way down is the frost line, okay? 40 inches deep is the frost line. Which means you're kidding yourself if you don't put foundations, load-bearing structures, water lines especially, that deep below ground, below the grade is what you want to do. Not a heaped up pile of fucking dirt or a lot of loose dirt that are wedged in with rocks. No drainage, no concrete. Just pile dirt right back into it. Listen, all I'm saying is this area here, you're looking anywhere between 30 and 40 inches below grade to truly safe. I'm not saying it has to be that deep. I think a lot of that region is 2 to 3 feet deep, which, checks out, 30 inches. It's 2 feet and whatever. 2 feet 6 inches, but this is not 2 feet 6 inches below grade. This is about 1.5 feet in a pile of dirt. So again, and look at this. Listen, I'm not doing this. I can't.
Close, just to make them very secure. But isn't that just absolutely beautiful? Look at that.
Yeah, great looking. That's a great shade of lipstick. Wow.
And I'm not even close to done yet. So there's that one. I'm going to do one of those half sizes. That's 8 foot. Those are 16 foot there. And then one more.
So an 8-foot bench requires 2 posts and 16. You see what's going to happen here? This is flax.
The front row here.
It's a beautiful shade of lipstick, Owen.
And then the same thing here. It's going to end with that angle at that tree there. And I think that's going to be absolutely spectacular. One thing you may notice is how high the front row bench is. You might say, Owen, how dare you? Well, let me tell you something. This is my amphitheater.
Would you clean your fucking glasses, clown?
And my people have been hunted, persecuted.
I can't do this.
Joe Rogan's height requirement.
No.
Right? Of all my opinions, this will be the most controversial. Because one thing short, munchkin-sized little Jews hate the most is when a giant refuses to create something that, if you're a custom thing, but I'm not doing that. I'm keeping this pretty simple, but this is my plan.
Yeah. Okay, Owen. Yeah. I just can't.
Making a chessboard.
Oh, it looks great. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The expert. Butane. Okay. You ever hear of a fucking Dremel? How about some stain and some painter's tape there, genius?
All right, I'm feeling this, but I need way more butane.
You're a fucking idiot. I can't do this shit. What's this one? Believe me, guys, there's a point to this. I'm showing you something. Again, 6 years, going on 6 years, nothing. 60 days, miraculous colors of lipstick explode. There's a reason, and I'm going to show you why.
The process of making these benches, but it's way too labor intensive, and I only have 2 hands, so I'm in between my last bench, so I'll kind of just show you what I do. So I just got...
Anybody building a bench, this is where you stop paying attention, okay? I don't even think I want to watch
that
this.
one in, but now I'm working on this one. So what I do is these posts, I dig down about 2.5 feet and I stain them with a normal stain, the posts, and then I fill it in with these rocks and then also some concrete.
Oh.
And I use the level, make sure everything's level. I check it like 1,000 times. This is milled from an Alaskan mill, so you do.
Okay, I definitely can't watch it. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this. You think I'm kidding. I don't watch this shit. I just saw the title and I seen the length of it. I'm like, okay, this applies. I want to show all you guys the lipstick, the motion, and what's happening in 60 days by himself compared to what has happened going on 6 years.
Yeah, I don't mind giving you guys streams. You know, it's not like a money play. It's like one thing that I get annoyed by is people that basically cyber stalk me and like clip and just obsess and go crazy. I'd like them to pay me for that.
Well, sir, let me tell you something, Owen. First of all, what I'm doing is 100. And me, I'm not monetized, so you can go look elsewhere. I make fucking nothing doing this. Nothing. I feel it's my duty to the public to warn them about people like you. Okay? Let's get that fucking straight. 1. 2, I'm not monetized. I make nothing. Let me tell you something, sir. The Fair Use Act is 100% the boundary that I operate in. Always, always. There's nothing I've played of yours that does not include commentary for educational purposes or observational purposes. So shove that. Okay, you know what I mean? Don't ever insinuate that about me, about Covert Radio. This is strictly as part of an investigation dealing with a public figure who has targeted the public at large and solicits for an amazingly insane amount of money while allegedly enriching himself only and about a few other people, building himself a close $2 million estate, and now putting lipstick on a pig that has sat vacant and starving for going on 6 years. So you get off the fucking public internet, quit streaming to the public, quit targeting the public, quit soliciting the public. If you don't want people looking into you and playing your content in a constructive, fair use, legal manner. Okay?
And I know that there's some good legislation going through as far as copyright stuff and, you know, being able to take down stuff. And so that's all good. It's not that I'm like offended or hurt or anything like that. It's just like I work really hard at these streams and they're unique. And I think that, you know, if people want to you know, take them and mess with them, then they got to pay. And audio, it doesn't really work. They need that visual, you know, to go like, oh, look at him. And so.
No, you need the visual. You need the visual for people to go, oh my, especially the women. Oh, yes, I want my children over by that. There were his fat hands pointing and saying, over there, children playing barbecue. Can you smell the barbecue? Listen to this crazy psychedelic shithole music I'm playing in the background. Yeah, over there. Can you see it? Over here. Over there. Yeah, fuck off, okay? You need the visual. You do.
Well, same with the joke thieves. It's like,
oh yeah, waka waka.
You know, there was just Roseanne and some grabbler were just like referencing me and kind of making it seem like I don't like Jays or something. They all listen, you know. They pretend they don't, but they listen, and I do some cutting edge shit. And then
are they one of the 300 or 400 people that listen? That's not okay. I don't know.
Hey, you know, 2 years later, it's in a Netflix special, and it's like, at least give me $9. Okay. Rumble runs smoother than Odyssey. Thanks.
Again, while the top comedy epicenter is pumping out stars every week, Owen Benjamin sits facing a little 16 millimeter, 10 millimeter piece of glass, entertaining dumb cult members, telling some racial fucking bullshit, and it's genius, and it's on Netflix. The fuck out of here, dude! You're a lunatic if you believe that's true. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, right. And I'm not like antagonistic to Rumble. I just want to let you know that like because when we have tech issues with Rumble, I try to not have a victim mindset where I'm like, it's no one's messing with me. It's just a problem we're doing. And after yesterday's meltdown, like me and Cod really went through stuff, and it does appear like there's some messing going on.
You guys, Rumble is coming after my genius, you guys. Rumble's canceling me, you guys. No, don't pay attention to the 100,000 other extremely controversial topics and discussions and live streams and videos on Rumble. No. Me and how they're canceling me, you guys, on Rumble. So let me guess, Owen. Did you and Coddington come up with a new Reichstag? Is this the new Reichstag? Oh my goodness, we got a Reichstag fire. You guys know what the Reichstag was. A lot of you do, but if not, it was the German parliament building in Berlin back before everything kicked off. Well, Hitler was first coming to power. This was mid-30s or whatever, and right after he was made chancellor, Chancellor of Germany, that was the start. That was the little foot in the door that he needed. And then he just ran with it. And I mean, they burnt down the Reichstag building, and they had it all set up. The SS was in place. Everybody was in place, so that the second that it was like the next day or whatever, the Nazis blamed these communist agitators and said it was, and I mean, it was a brilliant plan, and it worked. It absolutely worked. And they used it for the pretext of starting everything up. It was the communists were plotting to overtake German government and this and that, and they didn't want Hitler in power. They didn't want him as chancellor. And so what they did right after the fire, they suspended civil liberties. They started roundups, really, of the communists. And what happened was they imprisoned and executed so many that it changed the trajectory of the entire German population and the politics of Germany. And that's really how Hitler really solidified his power and the Nazi Party's power. They just eliminated the, it'd be like the Republicans or Trump putting the word out, burning down, well, I'm not saying it on YouTube, but our Reichstag building, or one of them in Washington, and then already having a Democrat communist run hate group responsible for it, and then just start locking up all of the leadership of the Democratic Party, which in reality is what's happening, what's going to be happening soon. This is why, listen, I could talk about this for a year straight, but this is how Coeur d'Alene is involved, the Redoubt, and all of the white supremacy stuff that's going on. They're all going to be used. You notice something, right? Let me tell you something. BEARTARIA is next to federal land. The original that he tried to pitch for $1.5 or $2 million or whatever it was next to federal land. That's not a coincidence. That is not a coincidence, okay? In my opinion. So, yeah, I guess Rumble is the new Reichstag fire. We had tons of we had Rumble problems. And you know what, guys? You know what? We're going to have our own streaming platform. I hope this works, you guys. I never tried anything like this before. Unauthorized. No. This is all new. You guys, listen, I'm going to try podcasting, you guys. Owen, you've been doing this since 2014. No, I haven't. No, forget all that. That wasn't me. Look at my fat fingers. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle with the visuals. See my teeth, you guys? Yeah.
Because you'll see all these other podcasts and there's never tech problems. And with mine, it's just like, and so with Ladle, there's none.
Oh.
Ladle, there's no tech problem.
Really?
People can go to wherever they were listening before and check.
Show the benchmarks, Owen. Show the tech benchmarks. What are the speed rates of it? What's the data transfer? What's the bit rate benchmarks? Come on, show the data. You have none. You're talking out of your ass, as usual, in my opinion. So a $1 billion company like Rumble doesn't have the infrastructure that Ladle, whatever it is, has, right, Owen? Oh, okay.
Get out and all right. Anyway, so that's ladle.tv, and then of course unauthorized.tv, and we're still working on the paywall and for out of country people. Hello, Bowler Bear. Bowler Bear wrote something hysterical.
Welcome, Token Bear. What side of me, Daddy?
For my Liquid Swords album. And I
have a theory about that, about Token Bear. And I think what happens to Token Bears when they have a fat white wife. See, it's the reverse thing of getting your black card. Like the Hodge twins, they a part of their merch when they give their trucks away or whatever. You can get a white privilege card. It literally looks like a credit card, and you get an N-word card or N pass. I don't know what it is, something, or N-word pass or something like that. They actually look like credit cards. So, but see what this is reverse white privilege. Token Bear believes because he has a white, he got him a white one, that he believes that makes him white. Similar to the fat white girls with hood, they talk like this, cuz. What you mean, cuz? Oh, no, I ain't much say them out there than that, man, cuz. Nah, wait, you're what? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, oh, so it's like the reverse thing. So, tell us, Token Bear, what's Daddy think about soda?
that for Florida's coming around well. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to wing most of it.
No, we don't doubt that, Owen. We don't doubt that.
I'm not going to like work on the set like I do.
See, what he's doing is he's preparing for failure. See, he's preloading failure, meaning this. He's already trying to tell people, hey, guys, I'm not preparing you guys. I'm not preparing. Meanwhile, I promise you, he's working as hard as he can, looking in all kinds of hidden areas, old Kill Tony shows for joke ideas that he can restructure. I promise you. I promise you. That's my opinion. And so when he, if he bombs, he's already said on this day, I told you guys, I didn't prepare you guys. I winged it, yeah. And it's just people were asking me for autographs, threw me off, you guys. It's all good. Hey, I haven't been on stage. He's preloading the gun for failure as a cushion in case he bombs. Instead of saying, well, Owen, you said you're a comedian by day, okay? So let's be a comedian. Show the world your brilliance.
Special
147 special fancy boy.
I'm just going to write down notes. Like, I want to talk about the different types of Jews,
Yeah, he's reading. Look at his eyes.
like deli Jews and sodomy Jews and all that. I really want to like do some of those bits like Ira and just kind of riff. Where is Liquid Swords? It was so funny. Oh, Beartang Clan. He goes, when I was little, my father was famous. This is from MC Wally. Email is kind of one of the reasons the ADL got all their power. I mean, think about it. Before email, you had to spend 25 cents a letter.
I can't do this, man, because email was not invented by... Well, you should know, Owen, right? Dr. Shiva invented email, right? Whatever happened to him? See, I know what happened. Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai was desperate for anybody that's going to talk and give him a moment to, reach a few more people during his presidential bid in 2024. I really like Dr. Shiva. I was very upset when I found out he had an affiliation with Owen because I swear to God I had no idea. But you don't hear much about it because even Dr. Shiva, as much as he hates the clog, he doesn't want to be associated with Owen Benjamin. Maybe it's just a hitter. It's just an opinion. I could be wrong about that. It just appears to be that way. But he is the one that invented email, sir. But go ahead, keep lying.
Jews wouldn't pay that. Jews wouldn't pay that. Can you imagine if the ADL is always trying to get everyone shut down. If it costs 25 cents to send this theater an email, like an actual letter, they'd put the quarter under their mattress. Okay? BB, don't forget the King Charles bit. That was hilarious. I don't even remember it, the Bandit Bear. I'm a flow state guy. I'll probably talk about whatever I find funny that day. And I'm unapologetic about it. It's all good. As banned as I am, it's pretty understandable to just kind of come from it from a good angle. You can work really hard and get all your bits right, but there's probably going to be an element of chaos there.
Yeah, and then bomb and look like an asshole, and they're going to totally regret ever getting you involved. So that's what he's doing. He's preloading. I can't. Come on.
Because I want a new type of Jew. You got the deli Jews. Because you could think that's about tunneling. You best get. So I'm going to do a bunch of those bits, 25 cents. And that's what kept people from
Russian drones.
Oh, no. Okay, I definitely can't. All right, so I don't even know. He could have the Holy Grail at the end of that. And we got one or two more before we get to the good stuff. What's this? This is 2 minutes long.
Oh, how dare you? It's not Christian to be a carpenter, don't you know? You have to go suck Joe Rogan's cock. Let me tell you something about the bird bath. The one thing I thought about with the bird bath is that Joe Rogan's never allowed at Ursa Rio. Oh, wow, you're so unforgiving. No, he'd drown in it. Joe Rogan would try to swim laps there. He'd go, oh, no way. A lap pool. Oh, can you believe? Oh, wow. And he'd fucking drown. Oh, carpentry. What is that? How do we fight BlackRock if we're just doing carpentry and not sucking dicks and trying to buy eights from Cambodia? It's unbelievable. It's fine, though. It's fine. Frederick turns 3 tomorrow. The Canadians will be at Ursa Rio. I will go up for a few hours on my son's birthday to show love and respect and high five some people.
Wait, what are we doing? What?
To show love and respect. It's fine, though. It's fine. Frederick turns 3 tomorrow. The Canadians will be at Ursa Rio. I will go up for a few hours on my son's birthday to show love and respect.
Did they pay for you to be there? The Canadian. I don't know. I guess you have to be a cult member to get all this shit. I don't know.
Respect and high five some people.
Yeah.
But then I will be
money, not my baby.
Celebrating my son's birth with bubbles. I got a ton of bubbles.
Yeah, isn't there like? And you also never go to their games and shit. I've heard, but okay, you're such a. Oh, I forgot you were teaching how to. Never mind. I'm silly me. You tighten the bolt. It's the best day of your life.
Joe the Toe will be like, no way, it's an ice bath. And then he'll dive into the fucking bird bath.
There's got to be something.
Owen Benjamin, the gay Jew. Guys, I'm the builder buddy. Does no one realize what the gay Jew, what does he know about prepping? He just scams. Guys, I'm the builder buddy. Does no one realize what actually happened? It's hilarious.
Yeah, I do. See, he spirals about having to do some work for 2 months. Out of going on 6 years, he's going to spiral right here about digging a couple holes, cutting a couple 3-inch trees down, and playing in his free $200,000 sandbox. When every structure around you see was not done by him, every piece of concrete that was laid, every slab had nothing to do with him. Every nice Alaskan meal cut piece of wood had nothing to do with him, except he was there, present. That was it. So now he's going to spiral. He's repackaging. He's going to scream at people like he's done it all himself. And now it's time to give him more money because he wants to complete it. Right, Owen?
Owen Benjamin has a cult and uses his listeners as slaves. I'm the slave. Every day off, I do 12 hours of manual labor alone that I pay for so these Canadian fucks can have a good time at a...
Wait, what? You pay for?
Canadian fucks can have a good time at a fire.
I'm sure they paid to be there, though. Who are the Canadian fucks? Can you reach out to Covert Radio or somebody get me in touch with the Canadian fucks? I want to know how much it costs them to walk on a piece of property that was purchased for Owen Benjamin, that he put in an LLC under his control and ownership. And now he's spiraling that he had to make a few paths or something. He didn't have to, but it's putting lipstick on a pig. And he's trying to act like he's done it all. I mean,
hours of manual labor alone that I pay for so these Canadian fucks can have a good time at a fire. Oh, well, why so unhinged? I'm the builder buddy, in case no one's fucking noticed.
Okay, so who are these people, sir? Who are these people? If you're the builder buddy, then who are these folks?
Hi, I'm Owen Benjamin, the world's most banned comedian.
Owen Benjamin. Our next personality hasn't just been banned from YouTube, but also Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
After being kicked out of Hollywood for having traditional views and being against their social conditioning schemes, I began live streaming for hours a day. My podcast and independent career grew exponentially and started competing with mainstream and agenda-based entertainment. My commentary developed into heavy criticism of many aspects of entertainment and agendas. I evolved into believing that providing solutions and building alternatives would keep me clear from hypocrisy.
Get a network, get people together and start building. You know, people right now seem to be focusing 80% on what everyone's doing to them and 20% on building or doing. Flip that.
I did not want to be just another voice in entertainment, blaming other people for all of our problems. I still do comedy hours a day and am supported by some of the world's best animators. However, I also committed to providing solutions to some of the world's biggest problems and to help build the world that I want for my children. In 2020, in the midst of fear and lockdowns, I successfully crowdfunded money where I could get private property to have small get-togethers with some of my supporters.
I'm gonna start looking into bear trail stuff, but the perfect one is for sale. So I was thinking, just throwing this out there, let me know what you guys think. Do you think we could raise the money for that?
We made 2 documentaries showing the success of this project at building bear.
Now, let's see here. That's Ursa Rio. I don't see. Do you see? That's not Owen. That's not Owen. That's not Owen. That's not Owen.
BEARTARIA.com.
Not Owen. Not Owen. Not Owen. That's not Owen. That's not Owen.
My critics and my competition.
Maybe Owen. Not Owen.
Have tried to make the claim that I did this all for personal gain.
But you're the only one to date that has gained. Go ahead.
And that I have no intention of finishing the project.
Going on 6 years now, in the last 60 days, you've done more than in the last 5 years total. You.
Well, simultaneously, they troll local municipalities and media to try and get me to not be able to finish the project.
You pulled the permits. You pulled them. That's on record.
People making the complaint were Reddit trolls. Just to let you guys know that. And when you looked at the, in the madness of the complaints, it's just crazy. And they got it all the way.
The madness of the complaints was you playing your videos of what you wanted to do. Shooting ranges, paramilitary, all kinds of insane shit, which I believe you were instructed to do. But go ahead.
Like the commissioner and all this stuff. Right now, my picture is on the front page of this one local newspaper called The Daily Bee. And we went in to try and interview them. They wouldn't talk to us. Smart, by the way, because they look disgusting. No one cares. You read the Daily Bee around here, everybody here's based. They read it, they go, this is like a joke. It's like The Onion.
I have a lawyer involved, and the pressured municipalities have failed to provide any evidence that I have committed any violation.
What is the structure? Is it?
The reality is because they didn't have they were never faced with somebody building a cult utopia in their county there. Well, I can't say that. I guess they may have had Ruby Ridge, but that wasn't a cult. That was a family. That was one little family there. So, yeah, I don't think they had... and there's new information that's seriously fresh off the press today, but I'm not going to be able to cover it. But, yeah, that's because there was no ordinances on the books for what Cult Boy wanted to do.
And with the dwelling? Is it, yeah, dwelling? Did we count the chicken coop into that square footage? No. Well,
do children sleep in chicken coops? Do families who have never been out of their apartment hardly or out of the city sleep in chicken coops? No, they don't.
We're going to get into
Well, I think your first one is what Adam said. You go to how many are you allowed, numbers of units, and you have to tie it to your density. How many units you get? I know we've only ever only done that.
I share this with you because crowdfunding works. And I lead the defense in
you're proof of that, buddy.
Northern Idaho to protect your private property rights. Rather than slow down or wait for a damaged system to keep up, I've decided to keep going ahead. BEARTARIA Ozark Campground was created out of the lessons.
Oh, yes. This is number 2.
And proof of concept from our previous experience.
Look, he can't not smile. So this was based, the whole new, It's so sad. It's just so fucking sad that people like Owen Benjamin exist. And I mean that.
Crowdfunding works, and I lead the defense in Northern Idaho to protect your private property rights.
what? You moved there and then you're the foremost voice and leader of property rights in that state? 6 months after you moved there, lunatic?
Rather than slow down or wait for a damaged system to keep up, I've decided to keep going ahead. BEARTARIA Ozark Campground was created out of the lessons and proof of concept from our
lesson and proof of concept. I can take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars off of dumb people and build myself whatever I want or nothing, and nobody's going to do anything about it. Smirky, funny. So let me do it again in a whole other state, except this time I'm going to include Permy Bear, and we're going to start a beef company, but we're going to hide it under the continual money grift of a fucking campground that doesn't exist.
previous experiences. We can host events and workshops to promote and build skills for a thriving society. This is the opportunity to create the dream we want, a beautiful family-oriented campground. We already have dozens of guys willing to donate their time, their skills, and their resources. So donate today and be one of the legends that helps make this.
Buy me more land. Okay. I want to show you guys something here. You ready? Where are we at? Oh, goody. 141. Somebody can mark this because this is a good cut here if you want to cut. They got it. He got it. He got it, I should say. They just got that top piece. So now it's what? Over 100 acres. You got 40 acres here. Almost 100. 2022, 2023, whatever, big vacation in 2024. And now they just purchased this really, really recently in 2025. So now they have access to this water up here, whatever else. And I'm sure that BEARTARIA beef is going to flourish because of the dumb idiots thinking they're building a campground. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Is that defamation? Is that slander? Good. Let's keep going then. I want to see if the questions I'm asking are far-fetched so far that it's slanderous. Okay? Because I'm going to make you look stupid if you think this is slander or defamation. These are legitimate questions of how or why there's continued fundraising for a campground that doesn't exist, but there is a beef company that has full access to the property that a campground is supposed to be being built on. There is still not, again, we're talking 2022, 2023, 2024, now 2025. We're going on 4 years, not one fucking camp spot. Not one. But what we do have is this here. Now I want you to pay close attention to this here. I hope you guys can see this. Oh, I'm going to have to move this. You see this right here? Here, let me try to, see, that's going to be full screen. I'm going to have to pull it. Okay, you can see it here. You see this? You see this? You know what this is? That's this. building a children's... See, let me tell you something. There's no rules in this. No rules. And Owen is always telling some truth. If you know what the truth is. Like in that video I just played, he said at some point, I'm building a future for my family. Which he is, because he owns this. Which ultimately, his boys will own it, right? You bought it. You bought it. But it's for his family. Understand that. There's no rules in this. So, and especially with him, he'll cry like a little bitch if he didn't get enough money. There's no pride in this. You're talking about somebody who has gone through 1,000 humiliation rituals. Okay? There's no pride whatsoever when your allegiance is the god of money. When your allegiance is to a godless piece of paper, there are no rules. Permy Bear and Owen laugh constantly at the theatrics. I promise you that. I promise you that. Permy, did you like when... I mean, dude, I tried as hard as I could to cry. I mean, you don't even know. I was thinking about all kinds of shit. I mean, I could barely... And they laugh about it. They laugh. They laugh about it, right? Keep pushing the campground, LARP. It's still working. That's not a lasso in my pocket. It's a $100 bill rolled up 20 times. Keep pushing the campground, LARP. And my elixir of special tomatoes and magic cow beef. Keep pushing the campground, LARP. Still working. Still working. They got it. Did you see what dude, I mean, I probably made 10 grand that day after that stream. They're fucking so stupid. Fucking bears are so fucking dumb. They laugh at you. They laugh at you, bears. They laugh at you. While building a children's play structure during the day. Don't worry, I didn't do any of the carpentry. Waka waka. But he's the builder buddy this year now. He's building everything and doing instructional videos on how to build Alaskan mill benches. A comedy festival with no alcohol where everyone gets really good sleep because of the activities and work during the day. What he's doing is laughing at all of you in your face. And he's throwing a flag up to all the other, oh, how brilliant. Oh. Look at him. He knows what this pose is. This is so unique, and it's such an honor to be a part of it. Dude, everyone went to bed at 9:30. It's completely silent at the festival. Everyone did a giant bedtime. I think it's the hardest crush I've ever seen. Well, what about the epic bonfires, Owen, huh? So, if you look at basically, this is where all the cows are shitting and pissing, where your kids are going to be rolling around in the grass, and they're going to be serving food here this year, right? Because this is the playground, right? Where I've said from day one, this is not a fucking playground. I covered it in the last video. And I probably, I should have had some of those pictures up. It's not a fucking playground. It's I don't know what it is. I speculated it's to store hay. It could be anything. It could be a feeding trough. It could be a pig pen. But I know it is not a children's play structure. I'm not saying kids weren't allowed to play on it for media and then made to get off. But Owen, in my opinion, and Permy Bear very possibly, carelessly, recklessly, heartlessly, godlessly manipulated a bunch of good people to keep building them shit for their business on land that you bought them. This is the play structure. Literally 15 feet away from where cows are grazing.
Maybe I don't see a 16 anywhere else.
Is there hay in there like I said they're going to store in the winter? Oh, don't worry, beartards. Your kids will be rolling around in all this cow shit and piss. And then you're going to eat a bunch of this fucking, in my opinion, garbage beef because they feed hay that vehicles have parked on, leaked oil on, leaked transmission fluid, leaked grease. Oh, yeah, let's park in a fucking field for $50 if you want to bring a little camper. For no reason. No fucking reason at all other than to put more money in their pocket for their beef business. Because there is no fucking campground here at BEARTARIA Campgrounds. But there's a lot of cattle moseying around, right?
That's a steer. Boom. He's looking good.
What's going on here, Permy?
See right here? Back here, those are the bathrooms. I'm throwing up quotations, bathrooms. I've said this 1,000 times. I was raised on a farm. Do you know what they look like to me? Milking stalls. Milking stalls. But I'm throwing up, those are the bathrooms. How much money, Beartard, did you pay for those? You're not in on the joke. You're not in on the grift, in my opinion. These people are. Is that Woody there? So there's a cabin on BEARTARIA Campground. I'm not saying this is true. This is alleged that is his actual residence. So you've actually you bought property for somebody else to live on and 2 other people to run their business on while they fucking tell you it's for you and your family and we're building a campground. And you keep buying them land. Wake up. I'm showing you reality. I'm showing you reality. Wake up.
Our temporary, because these panels aren't ours. Thanks, Classic Game Dad Bear. But we just got our temporary sorting facility set up. We just picked up a squeeze chute, so safety just went way up, and now we're getting the cows acclimated. So we're going to work them next weekend and castrate the ones that need to be castrated. Get a good.
Why are there cows at a campground? Why is there cows shitting and pissing 10 feet away from where in another month or 2 kids will be rolling around in the grass for media clicks and post?
At inventory and see who's ready to get butchered. I think we've got 2 steers. So, got a black one over there, I believe, and we've got a brown one that I don't see. Oh no, he's right there. I'm pretty sure 16 just had us all.
So how much grass have these cows eaten from the field where all the vehicles and waste and piss and shit and grease and gas and quads and oil? How much? What quality beef, right?
This calf is not liking the plastic he's standing in.
Yep, there he is. So he's ready. He's got full brisket. He's got his happy lines, and he's got a fat cap a little bit on either side of his tail. He could go a little bit longer, but we need him.
So right there, center frame, not the big guy. That guy's going to be who we're eating at the festival this year.
Oh, goody. Yay. Now, how much is that burger going to cost me? So wait, this cow is on land that I bought. This cow is eating grass that vehicles have leaked oil on, gas on, transmission fluid, God knows what. It's eating that grass, and then potentially, possibly. I mean, because am I full of shit? here. Wait, let's just watch the video. You've got 20 more seconds.
Are the lines going down his neck and his side with the lines. There we go. Wish we could get a good look at this black one over here, but he's just not interested in coming in.
We have a little calf coming to say hi.
Hello, buddy.
So what do you do with these cows when it's festival time? Do you truck them out, or do you say, this year we're going to have a petting zoo, only $20 to get in and pet the cows? Look, am I lying? Here's a satellite image of BEARTARIA, okay? Satellite map. Here we go. There's where you go in. This is the big barn they got. God only knows what they've converted that to. It's for the campground. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It was a welcome center for the campground. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So this is where the festival grounds are, right? This is where all the vehicles park. There's been drone shots and all kinds of shit and video of this. You know what this is? See those? Those are bales of hay. Hay. All hay. Clean cut. Clear cut. Hay. See all the hay? Hay. Bale of hay. I mean, and these are like the big rolls of hay. Hay. Boom. Here. I counted these up. There's around 40, 45 of these massive bales. Market value in that area for grass is around, let's say, they say 100 to 150 a bale of quality grass. And it goes up from there if you have alfalfa or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 40, 45 bales of hay at, say, 100. We'll be conservative, $100 a bale. That's $4,500. You can get 2-3 cuts out there a year. Maybe 4, depending on the season. It ain't going to be great, but you can get a 4th a lot of times. You're definitely getting 2 or 3. So, we'll round up, say $1.25 a bale. So $5,000, that's $15,000 a year just in hay. So why isn't this BEARTARIA Hay Company? Why isn't this BEARTARIA Beef Company? No, you keep lying to people saying it's a fucking campground when it is clearly anything but. And this hay has been sourced where vehicles have parked for 2-3 days at a time. And you guarantee that this is good hay? I mean, what the fuck is going on here? What is going on here? Because I'm going to show you this here. This is that blown up. This is allegedly Woody's house here, the hunting cabin or whatever they've done. This is where he lives in your campground, taking care of the cows. Allegedly, I don't know that. I have no proof of that. This is the milking stalls right here. Or I'm sorry, the bathroom stalls, right here. This is the children's play, structure, feeding trough, birthing center, whatever the fuck it is, other than a child's play center, where cows are right in this area shitting and pissing, and you're going to be having a big tent and food and all kinds of shit around here. And your kids are going to be rolling it. This is a beef company under the disguise of a campground that they continuously LARP and try to get money for while enriching themselves. What more don't you understand? Or tell me, Owen or Permy, how the fuck do I have it so wrong? I genuinely want to know how I'm so wrong about this. Where is the campground? Where is BEARTARIA Campground? You keep acquiring more land instead of building a campground. And the only thing increasing is the cut of hay, the amount of money from hay, and the production of beef. How do I have it so wrong? I'm going to show you this one last thing. We have a show with Allan Powell coming up this weekend, Friday or Saturday. We're going to go over a lot of things with the Tower Gang and that debacle. But we're also going to go over several things dealing with BEARTARIA Ozark Campground. But here we go. There's nothing here that says anything about a beef company. Nothing. Just give me more money, donate, give me more money, buy me more land, give me more money, buy me more land, give me more money, buy me more land. Here's a lot of bullshit that's never going to happen. What we want to do, but the same fucking 3 people talk every year. And this website keeps getting shittier and shittier. Buy tickets now. Access donor panel. Member discounts, which is fucking laughable. Workshops. Oh, I can't wait. Let's see this. Workshops. Oh, okay. Another LARP. Fucking unbelievable. You're doing this again, $1,200, so you can build a permanent. You buy it, and then you build it, and then Owen and Permy own it. For what? Is it for cows to sleep in? Are you going to store hay in them? I mean, obviously, if you spread them out, they're good places to put hay. Keep them out of the weather. Keep them nice and dry. Don't you fucking understand what's going on here? I mean, oh, workshop's closed. Oh, so no workshop this year? Okay, but there's got to be speakers. Wasn't there somebody coming in from... Permy, Starboy Tripalot, and whoever Juice Boss is. Oh, these are people who already spoke. Nothing about speakers for 20. See, they don't give a fuck. Just give them more money and believe a delusion. None of this is real, in my opinion, except the money. I want you to take a look at this. This is fucking mind-blowing to me. Here's the ticket, and we're going to go over this with Allan Powell, because he pointed a few things out on this, was like, oh, shit. This is like Fed shit. I said, yeah, I'm going to come. Let's see what the cost would be. Have you donated $400 or more to the campground? No, I have not. How many people from 0 to 3? I'm going to bring my 2 little grandkids. 0 to 3. How many 4 to 7? I'm going to bring my neighbor. Just one. Just 4 years old. So we have 2 infants, essentially, and a little 4-year-old. And then I'm going to bring my other granddaughter, who is 13. Me and my wife, right here, 26 to 45. And we'll bring her dad. So her dad... Me and my wife are 3 kids. And a little neighbor friend. Let's see here. Little family going to come and enjoy Labor Day weekend, pay through the fucking nose for beef that we already essentially bought, apparently, but I promise you we're going to pay through the fucking nose for it. Crazy amounts of money for water. Let's see here. What else was there? Do you need to park an RV? Yeah. And I hope, I hope it don't leak too much oil or antifreeze for the cows, grass for your next cut as soon as we leave. Or no, probably a month after, your last cut of the year. Do I need ice? Yeah, I would like to have some ice. Okay, let's get the tally here. It's what? $800 $800 for me and my wife and her dad 2 infants, a 4-year-old toddler, and a 13-year-old. $800. And all that literally does is get me onto the piece of property I donated money for, that I bought, essentially. I wasn't a big $400 donor, but I've given what I could over time. And I still got to fucking pay $800 just to walk on the property and then pay for fucking everything the entire weekend. And have my kids exposed in all their fucking media. Oh boy, this makes me so fucking mad. $20 for 2 or 3 days of ice? Yeah, you better wake up. I have a few more things. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Again, we're going to have a show with Allan Powell coming up Friday or Saturday. Check the links in the description. Yeah, good. We're right at 2 hours. That's about where I wanted to be. I didn't even want to be this long. I almost just stopped because it's like, oh no, actually it is. Okay, never mind. I was looking at the wrong clock. But enjoy this video. Enjoy it. If you want to support this type of media, there is one more thing I wanted to play. Let me think. Could we? Yeah, you know what? We'll play the, I have an audio clip of it. It's very telling, and it's only a couple minutes long. Hang on a second here. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I got a couple video. Oh, shit. Let me play this real quick. I told you I had this.
And let's do this. So here is... And I know you're going to be tempted to be like, oh, the hypocrisy. Hypocrisy doesn't matter. It's so beyond that to the point where this is like the end of satire level.
He has a picture of Adam Camacho's Give, Send, Go video on the screen, which I have yet to cover this video, but just listen how many times he says money. In 1 minute, 1 minute and 50 some seconds.
Crazy, in my opinion. This is why I started saying that... The most likely scenario is the funniest, that like real life became the joke. Okay. And I'll show you, not only is this sound crazy just by itself, I'll show you in contrast to what actually happened. It's a complete reversal. It's completely upside down. And, how generous I was. Anyone who knows me personally, I am not motivated by money at all, and I try to be incredibly generous. If I ever seem like I care a lot about money, one, it's because I want to continue doing BEARTARIA and doing the things that we do.
Oh, sure.
And because I know that a lot of people care a lot about money, and I watch people destroy their lives for like trying to get unearned money.
You know, Owen, it makes me so sad for you because you just don't see it. You don't see the hypocrisy, or you do, and you just think you're so much smarter than everybody else that you're going to explain your way out of it, and you're not. You're not, because I have 100 streams in 2018 and 19 when you continuously said, guys, I'll never ask you for money, guys. Guys, I'm good. I'm good. I got investments. I'm good, you guys. I'll never ask you for money. And then the fucking Patreon lawsuit comes and you get your fucking ass handed to you. And all of a sudden, here comes Owen Ben Hameen 2.0 with the shaggy beard and the redoubt. Yeah. And you've not looked back since. Right? You want to talk about ill fucking gotten gains? Yeah. You want to talk about I understand, like, people who like money. I watch
a lot of people care a lot about money, and I watch people destroy their lives for like trying to get unearned money. Like, I watch it all the time, and so I'm like, oh, people really care about money. And then I'll do an episode on usury or on financial stuff, or try to talk about small businesses or how money works. Oh, you're just obsessed with money. Usually,
here's how money works. You give it to me, and then it's my money. That's how it works.
Those are the people that covet it the most. Okay. BB is very generous. You as well, Seek Out. I'm not looking for I can also be a miser in a sense. Like me and Permy were laughing about that 10% discount at Home Depot. Like I really like money. Like I like seeing a balance that's like legit like that. I'm like pumped.
We know, buddy. We know. Yeah, I have a couple more. Let me see. That's good. We're good. Now here's actually one more. This again, the hypocrisy. 40 seconds.
Where did I just have it? Claims of unfalsifiable claims and claims of monopoly. Also, out-group gaslighting, where you're constantly attacking anyone that isn't in the special group.
Again, he's just but this is an older stream. So either he doesn't see it then, and then he still wouldn't see it or admit it, but he's ideally exactly explaining himself. And he's just proven it again with, I'm going dark, and if you want to be a part of the special boy group, you're going to pay me. And we're going to Gradle Ladle, and then whatever unauthorized special boy special group. You know, in the other video I played, the last video, he dealt with, that's why Vox Day. I remember somebody called me. I remember when Vox Day used to respect Owen for fielding all comments in his comment section. And then Owen spiraled. That comment accidentally got in, and he accidentally read it. And then he's like, but I mean, it's like, it's so embarrassing to watch him splain. And then, but that's why I have he'd start naming all these back end fucking stream places that the top brass. And he's like, there's Bowler, and there's this one, and Token Bear. And it's like, You're an actual living cartoon of yourself. You don't see it? You're explaining your cult, sir, to a fucking T at this point.
Out-group gaslighting, where you're constantly attacking anyone that isn't a special.
Just like your entire fucking tard group did with Curtis Stone recently. You don't see it, Owen?
Attacking anyone that isn't a special in the special group. Coercion and exploitation, where things are only to benefit the leader of the group. The leader somehow gets to claim what the truth is.
You don't see it. Okay.
And a push for isolation.
Guys, we're going dark. If you want to really be a real respected member, we're going deep into private areas and paywalls.
All right, that's those.
You want to be part of the campground, right? You want to come to the isolated, gated fucking festival.
Those are more actual cults.
Yeah, actual cults.
All right, those are more actual cults.
Not just the culty cult, right? I'm Covert Radio. Please check the links in the description. If you want to support this type of media, please become a Covert Radio Tribunal member. Join the Patreon. Get access to the Covert Radio private Discord. Please take a look at Nathan Stoltman's stuff and try to give him a little help. He needs some help. The Give, Send, Go for the lawsuit with Owen Benjamin is in there. Coming up this weekend is a show with Allan Powell, and we're going to go over the Tower Gang stuff and everything that happened there with Nephilim groups or whatever. I don't know, but we're going to talk about it. That's it. This is brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. You guys take care. Have a good day.
I'm not going to lie, man. Sometimes it does get a little burdensome to cross have to bear that for whatever reason, I understand how to rule the world. Like social engineering and psyops and how people are manipulatable and what rulers actually have to go through and how they do it,
I see as clear as day.
most people don't. You know, you're given that for a reason. You know, the good news is there's got to be a reason I know this stuff. And I think it's because, you know, God granted me this insight. Social engineering is my aptitude doesn't begin to explain it. And meth being nice, I know it might sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm not. This is literally a burdensome gift. Do you know how few people understand how to rule the entire world through spells?